Hello, everyone. This is Kevin Alft, CEO of Action Coach Texas, Action Coach of DFW. Here today with Ruchika. Ruchika and her husband have started four businesses, taken on four businesses over the last 4 years. They've got a total of, I think, 550 team members. Wow, they're contributing to the economy. And what we're up to today is learning from Ruchika what are the best practices that have allowed her and her husband to have this type of success, which is outsized extraordinary success, and what are the lessons learned? So all of you who are taking the time, investing the time to listen to this can build on their shoulders going forward. Yeah, the best practices going forward, lessons learned, so you don't have to repeat them yourself. So Ruchika, thank you. Build us a little bit of runway on your business and you and your husband.
Absolutely. Thank you, Kevin, for letting me speak here. It's an honor. Just a little runway on how we got here. The journey started in 2019, September. Prashant and I, me and my husband, we both were in corporate careers before. If you talk any of my friends, family, they knew every time I was in a dinner or a lunch, one thing that will always come to we'll start a discussion on is, that I want to run a business. I want to do something of my own. So it was always in me. Just, I had little kids when I was in corporate career, then I did my MBA. So it wasn't ever the right time till, I met a friend who had hair salons. It was over a dinner. I was like, I want to do something too. I just don't know what yet. And she introduced me the franchisor of the hair salon business she was with. And that's how the journey started. We jumped into the hair salon business in 2019, late 2019. And, we started with 4 hair salons initially. Then we added 27 more. We didn't know right after the day we will sign the 27 more hair salons that there will be a news on the TV about COVID. So, but we had signed the deal, so we had to stick with it. So it wasn't a smooth ride. After, COVID started, we had to shut down all the locations that we had just acquired. So 2 months of now having no jobs and having to pay rent on 27 locations, had to furlough all our employees. It was an undertaking. I still remember it was like, what in the world did we do? But, thanks to everyone, the landlords, and, we are 60% of our locations today are inside Walmart. So we started negotiating with Walmart on what can we do, and then, the restrictions started lifting in some of the states. So I was personally working with each and every property manager, landlord. So it was an undertaking. So eventually, with settlements, with a lot of negotiations and restrictions, once they were lifted, depending on the state we were in, we were able to open the salons back on. And once we had these 27 running, one thing, even though COVID existed for another 2 years beyond that, one thing we were just sure of, that every time we opened the salons, there was always a line for people who wanted a haircut, even through COVID. So we knew we were in a business that is here to stay. People would, and we are in the value segment. So we knew, it's a long way before this business becomes obsolete. So we thought that as an opportunity, that we are in the right market right now. We are the right, we're positioned to sustain through COVID. That gave us the confidence that even at the lowest bottom, we were able to stay profitable after we opened doors. So that's when we decided, we want to do this more. So there were a lot of franchisees that were scared, a lot of people that thought they would not, they didn't see, light at the end of the tunnel. So, a lot of them came to us actively, passively. We started having more negotiations with other franchisees who wanted to close doors or wanted to sell their businesses. So we kept acquiring, we didn't stop. And we are today at 115 locations. So that's our salon business. Through that, we also started the back office business, which is called RequisTech. So this is this business supports franchisees like us to lower their back office costs. So anything to do with accounting, bookkeeping, social media marketing, analytics, anything that can be done remotely. We have created a business model where we now provide these services to franchisees like us. So our back office business, which is called RequisTech, today supports almost 450 business units. That's all based in India. So we have a large team in India that does that for them, so that the businesses can focus on their top line, and we can provide them with the same support at a lower cost to increase their bottom line. So that was our business number 2. We also bought a Wyndham hotel just to stay in the hospitality value segment. We saw an opportunity during COVID. We jumped on that, bought a business. It's in Louisiana. It's a Wyndham flag hotel, 105 rooms. So that we started on our newest venture that I'm super excited about is the robotics business. So we partnered with this company called RobotLab. They are a brand new franchisor. They've been in business for 20 some years. They were trying to create a business model where they could become a franchisor and establish franchisees across America to sell robots. And which robots I'm talking about, there are 3 big segments that we sell through them, which is delivery robots, cleaning robots, and customer service robots. So we are their first franchisee, and we own the Dallas-Fort Worth territory. So anything that gets sold in Dallas-Fort Worth goes through us. So we are establishing a team to make this easier, so that we are available. DFW Metroplex is growing, so we have people dedicated in each zip code to be able to serve businesses. And these are all commercial accounts that we're serving through RobotLab. So that's my journey.
Fabulous. The 2 of you are movers and shakers, that's for certain. You're game changers. It's awesome. So with all that, I'll ask this question. What do you attribute your growth to? There's some serious magic there. What do you attribute your growth to?
So I think a lot of factors. I would say it starts from home. Every entrepreneur is born at home. They always watch their parents, like you were mentioning a minute ago. I think I've seen, even though my parents were not, business owners or never had a business degree or anything, I saw the negotiation skills from my mom. We've done some residential deals, and I've seen my mom take that stand and work out the numbers, and a lot of that started at home. And I've seen my cousins run their businesses, and it was just always, I was always intrigued by how money can grow money, so that was something I always aspired to try on by myself. Other things, I think every step on the way through my corporate career, through my bosses, through my mentors, through my coaches, through the executive MBA I did, I think there's been learnings all, around us all the time. So I think it's a collection of a lot of efforts that brought us here. And one big thing is partnership between me and my husband, especially when it comes to deciding something. For example, when we were gonna leave our corporate world, we could have taken a stand of one of us taking the step, and the other could have at least brought that stability by staying at the corporate career. I think one thing we both do very well is we are big risk takers. So if we just calculate all the I mean we're not blind about, we don't just take risks, we just do a lot of calculations beforehand, but when it comes time to decision, we make decisions fast. I think a lot of people speculate and and I think that is the power I see in each other. And once we think that this is a good area, or this is what we should do, we both decide and we jump on it.
Those are formulas for success. So those of you listening, please note those and figure out how you can provide that or apply those to your business. So as you look at the various business holdings you have, what makes them unique? Whether it be RobotLab, the Wyndham Hotel, Requisite, or the salons, what makes them unique?
So I think, as you can see in our journey, except for the RequisTech, which is the back office operations business, all of our other three businesses, we have so far tried the franchisee model. So we have not created these businesses organically. We have passively invested and grown the locations ourselves. So I think the formula is, I think, which has worked so far, and everyone has their own stand on how to run a business and what they want to do. My stand has been look at success stories. Everyone's trying things, and instead of reinventing the wheel for yourself, look at people who have already established that and partner with them. So that has been my mantra so far.
Excellent. Very good. Yeah, using proven business models, which is part of the power of franchising.
Exactly.
Yeah. So if you had to start over from square one 4 years ago, what would you do different?
I don't think I'll do anything differently. It has all panned out exactly. I mean, I think it has panned out better than I would have imagined. So I think I would not have liked the world to have gone through such pain through COVID. I mean, it worked in our favor, but it didn't work in favor for a lot of businesses. If it was in my hands, I wish this hadn't happened. Yeah.
I think we all could concur with that one, Ruchika, for sure. Thank you for that one. So as you look at your biggest learnings as an employer, what would you share with those listening today? What are the biggest learnings as an employer since you began?
So I think culture is huge. I think when I was in corporate, I thought, these are just, words people use to, just throw out at you that we have to build a culture of that. I think that's one of the most important things. When you build a team together, you have to set culturally, what you stand for, celebrations, recognitions, your pillars to growth, what you stand for, what would you not, take for granted, and all of those little things that actually didn't mean anything to me when I was in corporate career now means the most to me. So I think once you start a business, yes, having a focus on numbers is one thing, but the soft side of business is equally very important. Because once you have the strong team, it's like gears that start to work together. So, and we have learned through a lot of, it's not been a smooth sailing ride all the time. We've had ups and downs through the way. And one thing I've learned and I've started to focus more and more is on culture and repeatability for teams to look up to us, and having those standard sets for the teams.
Excellent. All great points as well. Culture is so misunderstood by many businesses. It's got to be a living culture, not just something that's in an HR manual.
Exactly.
Yeah. So as you look at, being an entrepreneur, balancing the demands of the business with personal life, any tips or suggestions for those listening today?
It is hard. Work-life balance is hard. I think, especially with businesses that are starting to grow organically with who can't afford leadership layers. I think what worked in our favor is the scalability and the number of units we had. We had the ability to absorb the cost of a proper structure because we had so many. So we have managers, we have district leaders, we have regional director, we have vice president. So all of that, if I was to operate them myself at the ground level, I don't think I would have survived. So I think scalability is important if you want to have some peace of mind. So you should be able to scale it to a level where you can then hire people to take on what you would be doing day in and day out otherwise.
Okay. Thank you. That leveraging team and then hiring them to the cultural fit.
Exactly.
Very key. Very key. Last question for today is, what qualities do you look for in your employees? You've got a lot of staff. What qualities do you seek?
So I try to seek people who can challenge me. That's my number one. Going through an interview, if somebody is going to be a yes man on everything I'm proposing, those are kind of red flags to me. Somebody who's not coming up with ideas, because otherwise it's like a teacher-student relationship. I don't want to be a teacher and I don't want my team to be students. I want this to be a partnership. So I'm always looking for people who can do things better than us. So it has to be in some dimension, they have to outperform what I can do.
Excellent. And that's a very good point. Again, those who are hiring staff, be willing to hire above your capabilities in their area of responsibility. In their area of responsibility. Because if you hire below you, your business will be weaker. Hire above your capabilities. Yeah, that's just a big point. So thank you for bringing that up. So any last comments or words of encouragement for the entrepreneurs out there?
I would say just stop thinking and start doing. I have thought for a long time. I wish I'd tried things earlier. One thing by coach, I'll never be able to thank him enough. He told me once that it is never the right time. So whenever you want to start something, you would come across a situation in your life, personal, professional, where you will say, you know what, not today, maybe next year or next month. So don't get into that trap. If you can do something next year, you can do it today. So start today.
That's sage words right there. Very sage. Very good. So thank you very much for pouring into the business community. Look forward to seeing what you and your husband take on next, what business ventures you take on next, and how many jobs you create and value that you provide to the marketplace. Thank you for all you do, Ruchika.
Thank you so much. Thanks, Kevin.
You're welcome.